Okay, I gave birth to my son 8 days ago, and while I was in hospital, I got sent a bunch of PR. And I've seen a lot of comments of you guys asking me, can you explain what happened during your birth? Let's test a bunch of new PR makeup that I got while I tell you my birth story. First product, MAC Studio Fix. They reformulated their iconic formula. Let's see if it's as good. I'm going to go on with the shade NC16 today. All right, so starting off from the very beginning, I was booked in to be induced about 2 weeks before I was induced. They told me in late April that I was going to have to give birth on my due date, which I was happy about. I really liked the May 8th due date. So that gave me time to really prepare, make sure that I was fully ready to go mentally and physically. I get to the hospital on May 7th so they can check my cervix and see if I've started dilating on my own. This foundation's looking great so far. It turned out I actually was dilating on my own. I was already 2 centimeters dilated on the 7th of May. So I stayed overnight in the hospital and they said that they were going to break my waters at 9 a.m. the next morning. It was a little bit dark, so we're going to bring it down that neck. The next day rolls around and I'm nervous, okay? I'm not going to lie. I have a nice, really long hot shower because I knew what I was about to go through was going to be crazy and I probably wasn't going to shower for a couple of days. That foundation is stunning. MAC went hard. I got 2 different blushes that I want to try. Both formulas I've tried, but I've never tried the colours. I have this Picanti one from Nude Sticks. I hope I'm saying that right, but it's like this vibrant orange. Anyway, I have the shower, I get out, the midwife comes in and she goes, "Are you ready?" I wasn't. I don't think you can ever prepare yourself for that. But I also was because I knew I wanted to just meet baby boy straight away. Little did I know it was going to take some turns. That colour is gorgeous as well. I knew going in that I wanted to try and have a natural delivery. Like I really wanted to try and do it vaginally and I really wanted to do it without any epidural. So I went 6 hours without the epidural and my God, I've never experienced such soaring pain. It is truly one of a kind. Like I cannot explain how labor feels. I just couldn't take the pain anymore. I wasn't built for it and that's okay. Try Mario's now. This is perfect pink. Stunning shade. So I did end up getting an epidural. Now this was the best decision I ever made for me personally. Because once I had it done, I literally was in so much pain when getting it done. I couldn't even feel the epidural. I just knew that I needed a huge amount of pain relief. So as soon as it kind of kicked in, it was about 30 minutes later and I felt amazing. I had something to eat. I drank everything. I was getting my fluids back up. My heart rate went down. It was literally the best decision I ever made and I do not regret it at all. That is also a beautiful blush. Anyway, we go another, I'd say about 3 or 4 hours and guess what happens? My epidural fails. They did explain that this could happen and it happens to 1 in 10 women. Of course, I had to be that one. It was like snap of the fingers immediately back in that intense pain. I tried this CoverGirl Invisible Press Powder. I was literally weeping, okay? And keep in mind, I did have my mum and my partner in there. And my partner still today is saying like he didn't know what to do. He was so worried for me. We call the doctors in and they end up doing a second epidural. At this point, I'm about 6 centimeters dilated and I've been in labor for 10 hours. So my baby was moving very slowly, but surely. I didn't really mind waiting. I knew that it was going to be, first labors apparently are normally more long. I wasn't expecting it to take the turn that it did. So the epidural kicks in and I'm feeling phenomenal again. Whoever invented them, truly sent from heaven. Okay, the powder, not my favorite. It's kind of clinging to my fine lines, my pores, and it's making my under eyes look really baggy. Not a fan. Okay, I have this Gucci blush in the shade Soft Red. Let's try her. Packaging is everything. I was expecting it to be more red. It's like a coral. Another like 6 hours pass. The pigment's there. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling divine. I'm really ready to have this baby out. Then I get to 8 centimeters dilated. The doctor comes in and she checks my cervix again. She's hoping that I'm fully dilated at 10 centimeters and I can start pushing. And that's when we found out that the cervix lip was not moving. I had sat at 8 centimeters dilated for about 4 hours. Got this highlighter from Fenty Beauty. It said Demi Glow Light Infusing Highlighter. I'm going to try the shade Prosecco. So after I'd been sitting there for 4 hours, at 8 centimeters dilated, the doctor decided that she thinks that I need an emergency C-section. Keep in mind, I have been in labor at this point for 17 and a half hours and I was starting to get really fatigued, really tired. Heart rate of me and my baby were both going up. It wasn't a hard decision for me at all to agree to doing the C-section if I needed to. And I slayed again with the highlighter. I did, however, say and ask the doctor and the surgeon if I could have another hour just to see if something happened. Because like I said at the beginning, I really did want to try and do this through the vagina. So we did that because it wasn't going to affect me nor the baby, and nothing happened. So we literally, after that, booked in for an emergency C-section. Got this new Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Fairliner. I'm hoping this will be a better shade for me because I don't really like Pillow Talk medium or the original. So I sat in the hospital bed for about an hour and they said that they could get me in to do the C-section. So I just kind of prepared myself mentally, physically, emotionally, literally any way that I possibly could. And I was so glad that I had my mum and Jackson with me at this time because I was scared to do it vaginally, but I was even more scared to do it through C-section only because I'd never had a surgery ever in my life. So that scared me. Of course, it would scare anyone. But I mentally got my head there and I was ready. I just wanted to see baby boy. So they took me down. They gave me a third epidural, of course, because they're not going to cut me open without that. And then they went in, they did the procedure. It was amazing. Baby was out in like 7 minutes. The whole thing all in all took about 25 minutes. Let me tell you, when I first heard baby cry, like it was just, I did not care how he came out. I was just glad that he did. So healthy and happy, and he's just the most happy little bubbly little angel. This is a yes. I really like this color on me. It's like my lip but better. One more thing, I have these new lippies from Benefit. This is their moisturizing dewy lip tint. I'm going in with Skinny Dip. The surgeons, the doctors, everything is so perfect. And do you know what? I've been 8 days postpartum now, and I can tell you with confidence, my scar is looking amazing. It is healing beautifully. That they just did the most amazing job. Yes, the first week was really tough trying to take care of a baby and also take care of myself because of what I'd just been through. But everything is so worth it every time I look at my baby boy. He is just sent from heaven. These are also stunning. I really like them. Finishing off with this setting spray from NYX. I've never tried it. It's their Plump Finish setting spray. Give it a good shake. But yes, my baby came out happy, healthy, and gorgeous. And I ended up with almost a 19-hour labor, including the surgery. This I really like, but the mister is intense. It was an intense time. It was the most intense, crazy experience, but also the most rewarding thing that I've ever done in my life. And I can truly say that now. It is a new type of freaking love that I've never experienced before. I cannot wait for you guys to come along on the journey with me. But that is my labor story, and this is the full face beat. A long one, so if you stuck around, I love you so much. I ended up being born at 5:21 on May 9th, and he is just the best.